If your catering costs are out of control, you're not just losing profit, but you're putting your entire business at risk. Whether you're handling small corporate drop-offs or large-scale events, understanding and managing your catering expenses is critical. If you ignore the details now, this could mean sacrificing long-term success of your business. And your competition is already optimizing their costs, which means every dollar wasted on your end puts you one step behind. But master your catering costs today and you'll see a tangible increase in your profit margins, giving you more financial freedom to grow and invest back into your business. If you're new here, my name is Nick. I've grown up in restaurants, worked on Wall Street alongside restaurant legends, and have generated hundreds of thousands of dollars in catering sales. On this channel, we dive into real-world strategies to grow your catering sales and optimize your restaurant. Let's dive right in. Today, we're going to be working on hypothetical catering costs with a $500,000 revenue sales number. So the first point we're going to go over is your food costs and your cost of goods sold. Food costs, including all ingredients, and then paper costs like supplies for plates, napkins, all constitute a number that we refer to as your cost of goods sold. And this makes up a significant portion of your catering expenses. So for our business generating $500,000 revenue, maintaining a cost of goods sold number at 30% is crucial to ensure profitability. This means $150,000 annually is allocated to cover these costs. But the challenge here is keeping these costs in check without compromising on quality. For example, if the price of key ingredients suddenly spike due to supply chain issues, you could see your margins shrink relatively quickly. However, on the other hand, if you cut costs by opting for lower quality ingredients, or worse off, cheaper supplies, you risk damaging your reputation and losing clients. But some might think they can raise prices to offset higher costs. However, do not do this, guys. This will drive away clients at a faster rate than you can imagine. The key here is finding the right balance, sourcing high quality ingredients at a competitive price, and thus managing your usage efficiently. By closely monitoring and managing your food costs, you can maintain a healthy gross margin, ensuring your business remains profitable while delivering high quality service to your clients. With food costs under control, let's shift our focus to labor, where effective management can significantly impact your bottom line. To go over this, labor costs are a critical factor in the success of your catering business. With a total labor allocation I give of about 12% for hourly wages and an additional $20,000 for global talent, this amounts to about $60,000 in annual wages for hourly and about $20,000 in salary for global talent. However, managing labor costs effectively is more than just about controlling expenses. It's about optimizing productivity and ensuring quality service. So the 12% allocated to hourly wages must be carefully managed, because if you don't, you want to make sure you avoid overstaffing or understaffing, and that can seriously inflate your costs or harm the service quality. For us, we found that adding global talent into the mix provides an opportunity to tap into a specialized skill set at a much lower cost. However, it's not all guns and roses here. You want to make sure that you do this carefully, because it requires careful coordination to ensure that remote and local teams are working seamlessly together. Some might argue that relying on global talent can complicate operations, but in our experiences, when done right, it can significantly reduce your costs and improve efficiency overall without sacrificing your service quality. So by optimizing both your hourly labor and your global talent costs, you ensure that your business runs efficiently, delivering high quality service without eroding your profit margins, which is what we care about. And that kind of takes labor and wraps it all up. So let's kind of go over to our next one, which will be the fixed costs associated with running a catering business, starting with a delivery vehicle if you have it. So delivery vehicles are essential for any catering business, and managing these expenses can have a significant impact on your profitability. So for our purposes, we're allocating about $15,000 a year for a catering van, and that covers the cost of the vehicle and any associated expenses. Now, yours might be a little bit more, yours might be a little bit less, but in our estimation, about $15,000 a year can provide a pretty substantial vehicle and cover all the associated expenses with it for our purposes. The challenge with delivery vehicle expenses is that they can quickly add up though, especially when considering not just the purchase price, but more so the ongoing maintenance, the insurance, the fuel costs. So if you fail to budget for these expenses correctly, you might just find yourself cutting into your profits more than you'd like, or worse, facing unexpected breakdowns that could disrupt your whole service. However, on the other hand, over-investing in a fleet of vehicles that aren't fully utilized can certainly lead to wasted resources and reduced margins. But some might think that you can simply lease vehicles. However, we really think that owning them is a better set for multiple reasons. And as a business owner, the more usage you get out of your assets, the longer the life, the better the return on the investment for you. So that's our personal opinion. Do with what you may, but we think it's better to own the vans. So by budgeting about $15,000 annually for your van and thus managing the expenses carefully, you can ensure reliable service and protect your profit margins, keeping your operations humming along nicely. So now, with your delivery logistics in place, let's now examine the role of third-party fees and how they impact overall profitability. So as we know, no one likes third-party fees, but they are a necessary evil in the catering world. So third-party fees, which can include delivery platforms really that we're going after, for us, we say about 16% of your revenue. So about $80,000 annually in our $500,000 revenue model for our P&L. And some people may say, don't do anything with third-party fees. However, with us, we found we'd rather have the sales, pay the fees, but get the absolute dollars, because you can bank absolute dollars, but you can never bank profit margins. So whether you're paying for third-party fees, the goal is to have it. For us, we would rather have half of a watermelon than a whole grape, which were my favorite sayings I heard from Mark Cuban. Now, these fees are necessary for us, but if you don't do it carefully, they could really rack up and erode your profit margins. So unfortunately though, these will be variable. These aren't something where the amount of dollars doesn't increase. It really increases based on how much you use the third party. So the issue with third party fees will be that they variably can impact your bottom line. But on the other hand, they can provide a very good convenience and extend your reach well beyond what you're capable of, and thus growing your business without the overhead of having to have people in-house for those marketing results, and thus can increase your profit on the bottom line. So if a third-party delivery service charges too high of a commission, it could cut into your profits, leaving you with too little profit left. But you need to make sure you understand the dichotomy here and how it actually overall works to give you the best possible profit margin you can. Now, some might argue that you can negotiate lower fees or switch providers, but this rarely works. And honestly, there aren't that many people out there. So our bargaining power as caterers is very limited. So this is something where you just have to suck it up and pay and look for other orders without any of the fees as well. On our overall notes, by carefully monitoring and negotiating your third-party fees, you can maintain a healthy profit margin while leveraging external services to grow your business. Now that we've kind of covered what third-party fees are, how they work, let's really shift our focus to the fixed costs of what I refer to as your technology, your marketing, your equipment, and your franchise fees. And these all play a crucial role in sustaining your business. So these fixed costs are essential for the day-to-day operations and the growth of your business. So for a catering business with about $500,000 in revenue, you're looking around $14,000 for technology, about $6,000 for equipment, and about $35,000 in franchise fees. And this gives you about 7% of revenue annually. And another one to take into fact here will be your payroll taxes, but this can be lumped into labor as well. So payroll and here can be the same in terms of the 4% which you give or take for this. The technology and equipment will be fixed, while the franchise fees and payroll will be variable because the dollar amount won't change on those, but the fees for franchise and fees for the payroll expenses will change. So the challenge with fixed costs here is ensuring that they add to the value of your business without draining your resources. For instance, technology and marketing are critical for maintaining efficient operations and attracting new clients. But overspending can strain the cash in your business and thus your cash flow and profits. But similarly, franchise fees are non-negotiable, but they should be valued against the value they bring in terms of brand recognition and support. So the equipment costs, while seemingly fixed, can vary if maintenance or upgrades are needed unexpectedly. And some might argue that cutting back on these expenses is a quick way to boost profits, but in doing so, you compromise your ability to grow and deliver quality service. So by strategically managing your fixed costs, you can ensure that they contribute positively to your bottom line and thus supporting sustainable growth and overall profitability. Now, with all 5 key areas here covered, let's conclude by tying everything together and highlighting the importance of a comprehensive cost management. Your final net profit is about $100,000, which represents 20% of your total revenue. Now, if you look at it, the comprehensive management of food, labor, delivery, third party, and fixed costs and fees is essential for sustaining and growing a profitable catering business. By mastering these areas, you're not just controlling expenses, you're setting the foundation for long-term success. So if you're looking to see what you can do to shortcut the time it takes to succeed, I did a full video here on 6 years worth of catering advice crammed into one video. Check it out.